I hear the old chiff chaff back. This is probably the same bird that was here the other day when I popped in. And I've come back in again today because now I can access the point where they're doing a lot of thinning work. In amongst all this lot, there's an egg, and I want it. Now the egg that I'm after potentially starts off creamy white, but then with development turns brown. I did find an egg matching that description the other day, which was creamy white. They're being laid on elm and usually against a joint on elm. And the eggs that were reported to me were all reported as being creamy white. The one that I found was creamy white, but after a couple of days it has since turned brown. Which all leads me to believe, doing my best Hercule Poirot little bit of sorting this out, this strange mystery, the mystery species. I think that because the egg has changed colour in the last couple of days, it's only just been laid. So we're dealing with a moth that flies at this time of year. Originally, I thought that it may have been an overwintering egg from one of the autumn flying species. The plot thickens, doesn't it? Anyway, here's some elm that's been cut down. Most of what's been cut down here is ash and lots of ivy. But the eggs have been found by Nick and Samantha Brownlee. They're the two that's responsible for my visit here today. Well, it's took a good deal of searching, but I finally managed to find one. These aren't easy to find. The only way you'll stand any real chance of finding these, not that I doubt anybody's going to come and have a look for them, is while finding them when they're still this colour before they change after a couple of days. The interesting thing is that the sighting of this egg is exactly the same as when I found it the other day. This is on a piece of wych elm which has been cut down, but the egg was laid, the one I found the other day, the egg was laid on a branch that was about 1 centimetre in width. This is just over 1 centimetre. There's the egg there, of course. You're all looking at that little insect, aren't you? But anyway, there's the egg. And the other day it was laid in exactly the same situation against a joint. Right, so now, before I look for some more, I need to remove this and take this home. No doubt anyone brave enough to be watching this nonsense is thinking to themselves, why does he bother? I mean, the size of this little egg is less than 1 millimetre. Let's put some eyes on. You're looking about 0.75 of a millimetre. Supposing this is a macro moth, it may well not be. It's a small egg. But some of the noctuids, the macro moths, some of the noctuids can lay very small eggs. And I know chestnut and a few others, the eggs are very small. I need to have a look at this under the microscope, but I want to take some photos of it while it's in situ and while it's this colour. When you see trees removed, although they're ash trees, ash doesn't have a great deal on it, Lepidoptera wise anyway, doesn't mean to say the tree is not used. when a lot of these trees have got ivy all growing up them. Even these mundane ash trees have their importance raised from an invertebrate point of view. How many eggs of what I'm proposing is a common moth? In fact, it might be a chestnut egg. But how many of these are lost? Certainly once the felling is, or thinning work and felling is complete, those eggs, even of butterflies, I've not found white-letter hairstreak egg even today on, and I didn't find it the other day when I came, but it is here. How many eggs have been lost? The caterpillar can't survive on branches that's been cut. Branches that have been cut, you lose their viability from a Lepidopterous larva and an invertebrate point of view very quickly. But why collect something like this? Why go to all the trouble of looking for something like this? I like a mystery. I think in many ways today's naturalists, or many of today's naturalists, have lost that inquisitiveness that the Victorians had. The Victorians and the Edwardians, they had no internet, didn't have that many books. What they knew, they found out through practical work, through rearing eggs and larvae. That's what today's generation of naturalists have lost, as far as I can see. Why go to the trouble to rear something like this when you could look it up on the internet? You could Google it. It's not the point though. It's the finding out and feeding the inquisitive mind. That's the important thing to me.